Good afternoon. This is a little bit different video post than what I have been doing. This is actually the second one I have done today. It's about 5 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. We got Bible study coming up in just about an hour and a half. But I've been doing some reading, looking back at different things, and I'm coming up on the 4-year anniversary of me moving up here to Pennsylvania and being the minister here. And I was looking back on my blog, which these videos are kind of a supplement or addition to my blog, and I was just curious what, if anything, I wrote 4 years ago today. Knowing that I was getting ready to come up here, I had already accepted the position, but we hadn't moved up here, so I was curious, did I write anything on October the 18th, 2013? And I did. And I'm just going to read it. I printed it out here. It's sitting right here. I'm going to read it and then reflect briefly on it. And I may do several of these type videos in addition to my Beatitude videos over the next month as I approach my actual 4-year anniversary. But for the time being, I'm reading directly from my blog, Nothing Without You. Remember my little low-tech sign there. If you want to go look at that, there it is. You can go look at that. But this is what I wrote. I was really trying to get into the idea of doing serious blogging at the time, and for a while I was doing really good. I've gotten slack over the last year and a half or so, but this is what I wrote 4 years ago today. I'll go ahead and tell you, this post was not my idea. When I told some friends that I was going to give this blogging thing a serious try, I received lots of suggestions to help make it successful. My good buddy Tony H. told me that a lot of bloggers have certain topics they address on set days. His wonderful idea was to use Monday as a look back at the previous weekend. Since my current goal is to post something meaningful Monday through Friday, I have 2 whole days that go by without any sort of comment from me. Things happened during those 2 days, and it could be fun to talk about some of them, so here we go. This would have been the weekend of October 16th and 17th and 18th of 2013. This is 4 years ago. And then I have them listed here. Number 1. This past Friday night, I attended Late Night with Roy in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. For those who are not familiar, this is the annual kickoff to UNC's basketball season. The team comes out and acts silly for about an hour, then they play a scrimmage game. I've been a Tar Heel, and it's 2 words, Tar Heel, fan for as long as I can remember. I've been to many of their games, including a wonderful win over the Duke, and in parentheses I have, yes, we spell it D-O-O-K, to explain why it's spelled that way, a win over the Duke Blue Devils. That was when Jerry Stackhouse and Rasheed Wallace were playing for UNC, so that's been quite a while ago. I saw the 2005 championship team play. I saw the 2009 championship team win the first 2 games of the NCAA tournament, including Tyler Hansborough's free throw that broke J.J. Redick's scoring record. I even stood on Franklin Street the night that team won the title, and it was madness. This past Friday was another memorable UNC event because it was my first late night, and I attended it with my brother, his wife, and my oldest son. This may be my last chance to do something like this in person for a long time, so it was extra special. Number 2. This past Saturday marked the last day of Stony Brook Christian Church's 2013 Upward football season. For the past 12 weeks, we have been practicing and trying to teach these kids how to play football and, most importantly, honor God with their lives. For the past 8 weeks, we have been playing games. My team finished up 5-2. We missed 1 week due to weather, and I could not be more proud of those kids. As an aside, just so you know, you can't see it, but as I look right across the top of this computer and look at a wall, there's a framed photograph of me and my son in that football team taken during that season. continued. They played their hearts out every week, and they showed good Christ-like sportsmanship whether they won or lost. So I want to give a big shout out to my guys. Chase, Connor, Graham, Jaden, Jeremy, Justin, Ryan, Seth, and Solomon. You guys are awesome. And I'll be honest with you, because that picture is hanging up there, I often wonder where those guys are at now. 4 years later, these guys are young men now, so I'm curious to know where they are. It was my privilege to be your coach. This was my first year coaching, and I enjoyed it immensely. Those guys were a huge part of it, and I will always remember it. It was also very special because I had my oldest son, I call him Gio, coaching with me. Watching him work with those kids made me proud. He knows the game, he knows how to teach the game, and he knows how to coach it. I could not be more proud. Number 3. I taught the adult Sunday school class at Stony Brook for the last time. There are 4 of us, John, Chuck, Steve, and myself, who rotate teaching. It has been a privilege to share the responsibility of teaching God's Word with these fine men. It's also been a joy just to be a part of the adult class. I'm the youngest one in there, but they have never made me feel like a kid or look down on me because I was the young guy, and I truly appreciate that. There are probably more things I could put up here, but those 3 stand out. I imagine the next couple of weeks will produce even more as I make the move from North Carolina up to Pennsylvania. There's so many things happening all at once, and I'm just trying to pay attention and savor each one of them before they're gone. Here are a couple of non-personal events that took place over the weekend. These are mostly for me to remember what was going on in the world as my life was unfolding. The Dallas Cowboys lost by 1 point to the Detroit Lions as Calvin Johnson racked up more yards than our entire team. Yes, I am a Cowboys fan. The only consolation in the loss is knowing that Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos totally destroyed the Washington Redskins. Yes, I realize that is probably petty, but hey, they enjoyed our loss too. Lou Reed, founder of the Velvet Underground, died at the age of 71. I was not a fan of Mr. Reed. In fact, the only song of his that I even know is Walk on the Wild Side. Even though I was never into him or his music, I do recognize the impact he made on rock and roll. 2 of my favorite bands, U2 and R.E.M., were influenced by him, so he did affect the things I listened to. The St. Louis Cardinals won Game 3 of the World Series on a crazy controversial call at third base. And then I've got a link there to the recap for those that hadn't seen or heard it. The series is currently tied 2-2, and I'm truly hoping that they win it all. I've never been a big Red Sox fan. Nope. And that's a brief recap of my weekend. I hope you had a good one as well. So that is what I wrote exactly 4 years ago today as I anticipated the move up here. I expect I'll do some more of those over the next month. I'm especially interested in looking at what I wrote the day I actually moved up here. And some of my first thoughts as I got up here and got to know the people as I reflect now on what has been really 4 quick years. I just wanted to get that out there. This is a short one. I'm going to go ahead and close it out with my buddy Dave. Here we go.